All right, so it is lesson number 2, a history of inventions, right? And here, what we are going to look at, look around your room. What things were invented by an inventor? Like if you looking around your room, so you can see your laptop, your device, your tablet. Then you can see the AC, right? The fridge in your house. Then the car. Who invented the car? So all these things are the inventions by the inventors. Someone invented them for the very first time, right? So we are going to see here about the wheel first. One of the most important invention is the wheel. It was invented more than 5,000 years ago. The people says that the ancient Egyptians, right, about before 5,000 years, the ancient Egyptians, they actually invented the wheel for very first time, right? And the wheel made it much more easier to carry the heavy things. Like you can see that they are carrying the cart here, like although it's so heavy, but because of these wheels, it's so easy to carry. And furthermore, if I show you that here, you can see in ancient Egypt, you have seen the pyramids. So the stone that that the people use in these pyramids were so heavy. So they were carrying these stones on the wheels, right? The wheels make it so easy to carry such a heavy material, right? So people could push or pull simple carts, like we can see here in this picture that they're pulling up the simple carts, and for thousands of years, most wheels were made of wood or stone. Right now, you know that within the cars we are using the rubber wheels, right, which are very light in weight. But if we compare it with the wheels made with the stone or with the wood, so they were very heavy, right? And then about 170 years ago, the tire was invented. This is called the tire we have in our cars, the buses, the coaches, even the aeroplane, right? So these are called the tire. It was made of rubber and filled with air. You know, inside the tire, there's air, right? So that's why the weight of this the weight of this tire is much lesser than the weight of the stone tires or the tires made with the wood. Okay, so traveling on wheels is much more comfortable after that. And how many different kinds of wheels you can think of? If you take a look in these pictures, you will see that this is one type of wheel. If on their skating shoes, you have wheels. These are the plastic wheels, right? Then this is the ferries, and ferries you maybe have seen in the parks, right? So these ferries, the people, the kids, they are using for the fun purpose. And if we let's go down, so in this section about the wheel, we have seen that it was invented how many years? More than 5,000 years ago that the wheel was invented, right? Then let's see about the printed books that long ago people used to write all the books by their hands. Like you can see in the picture that there's a man who is writing with his hand, right? And the ancient means old, Katim. Ancient Chinese, they actually invented a way to copy text more quickly by carving letters into a wooden block. This is the wooden block, as you can see. What was the function of this block was that they put ink on the wooden block and then they pressed paper on the ink. So this was an ancient invention, the very old invention by the Chinese. And then over 500 years ago, a German called Gutenberg. This is the name of the person who invented the new kind of printing press, right? You know that all these books nowadays we have that These are all are they're printing on the printing press, right? So it could print much more pages quickly. Like you have seen the photo state machine nowadays, maybe you have printers in your house, so it can print so quickly. So you know that if you compare it with the hand writing, that how much time it will take to complete a book, maybe a month or more than that. But with the help of printer, that you can get so many prints so quickly. All right. So how many things can you see that are printed in your house? There's so many things that you can see. Maybe in your room, there are books, there are the printed logos on your devices, right? And there are notes, so many things that you can find in the printed form, right? Then we have the television, right? The history of the television. Let's see that almost television was invented 100 years ago, right? Before 100 years, the television was invented, but not many people had a television in their home until 1950, because it was very expensive at that time, and the people, some people, that they cannot afford it. So the earliest TV pictures when were only in black and white, as you can see here, that this picture, it is not the colored picture, it is black and white picture. All right. So how when it was invented almost 100 years ago, the television invented, but nowadays you see that there are many different kinds of TVs are available, the Android TVs, the smart TVs, right? But when it was invented, so the picture was black and white, right? Not color. This color is called black and white, which you're looking at. Then we can see about the telephone. The telephone was invented in 1876, right? So the name telephone, that this word telephone, comes from the Greek language, and it is a combination of two words, right? And what are these two words? Tele mean for and voice mean phone, right? So telephone means that the voice coming from far away. So do you think that this is a good name? Yes, it is absolutely a very good name according to this product, the mobile phone, sorry, the telephone. And if we look at this, the first mobile phone was invented about, Amri, please stop it, Muhammad Al Amri. So the first mobile phone was invented in about 1980, right? And earlier, before the mobile phone, these were the phones, these types of phone the people they were using to communicate with the people, right? So you can ask your family that what they were using before the arrival of the mobile phone. So they will tell you that there were these kinds of phone, the telephone that the people were using before the arrival of the mobile phone, right? So these were the informations. These were the history about the invention of the wheel, the printed books, and the television and the telephone. Right. So now you are aware of these inventions. That how many years have gone that the people they have invented these uh, inventions. Right. So this is what is the end of today's lesson. We are going to do the question answers in our upcoming class.